Well, Arsène, how would you sum up Dennis Bergkamp, the footballer, and Dennis Bergkamp, the person?
Well, overall, I would say the footballer has...
But I have thought for a number of years, when Arsenal have been going for this title, that they're going to have to go and win at the Etihad. I've just thought it for a number of years. Go and win. That's the only real way. I mean, the Carabao Cup final is a chance to send a message because you're playing directly against them and you can cause them some real pain by taking a medal from round the necks. But what you can do is go and beat them at their own place. I always think when Arsenal came and won titles, the Overmars goal in 98, the Viltord goal, was it? 2002, 2001, 01.
2 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're killer. They're goals that still make me shiver. They're goals that make me shiver. I was playing in the game against Overmars, and then the Viltord one, I was actually in the stand, I was injured. But they make you shiver because they silence a city. They don't just silence a ground. You know, you go into Manchester City on that day and you're absolutely going to silence them and rock them to the core if you win. But on the other hand, if City go and beat you up like they did 2 or 3 years ago, when Arsenal had those problems defensively, I think towards the end when Saliba was injured, again, it rocks you the other way. So that's in the far distance. It's not to start thinking about that tonight, but we know it's coming. The Arsenal fans know it's coming. The City fans know it's coming. And it's about jostling for position and making sure, maybe if you're Mikel Arteta, who's doing his interview here now on this screen, if you can just have a cushion going into that game, it gives him a bit of comfort. But my feeling is, I don't do predictions, in fact I'm pretty poor at them. My feeling is that this is the moment this year where Arsenal might be a couple of points in front, they might be near to level, might be 3 points in front. I think they'll go and win at City. I think they'll go and win. And I think that'll be where you really do recognise that they are champions. But that's a wild prediction about a game that's coming in 5 or 6 weeks, and by then a lot will have happened. But that's how I see this season going. I've seen it going like I've thought it would go like that for quite a while. I thought City might come back at them. It may even go past them momentarily. You mentioned during this game they could have gone past them next Saturday night if they beat Leeds away. But City will drop points. They're not quite right themselves. You asked me about the game last night against Newcastle. They weren't hanging on in there at the end, but it was a little bit close for comfort for them, and they're not quite as dominant as they were. I mean, they're not as dominant as they were. Forget the quite. They're not as dominant as they were. They're not as controlling as they were. They're not as exceptional as they were. But they're still very, very dangerous. And I think that Semenyo, Marmoush and Haaland up front, they could cause real problems for every team.